are the people we couldn't save. Not for lack of trying and not for lack of doing everything that we could do as a society, not only as a government and as a healthcare system.
Okay.
Mr. President, you had called on me.
Yes,
Thank
I
you,
did.
I appreciate it. Since you shared with us something else that you saw on TV today, I have a question about something you said on Thursday, which is that you were angry because information about the virus should have been told to us earlier and a lot sooner. People knew it was happening, and people did not want to talk about it. Many Americans are saying the exact same thing about you, that you should have warned them the virus was spreading like wildfire through the month of February instead of holding rallies with thousands of people. Why did you wait so long
Who are you
to
with?
warn them?
Who are you with?
And why did you
Yeah.
not have social distancing until March 16th?
Who are you with?
I'm Weijia Jiang with CBS News.
So, if you look at what I did in terms of cutting off or banning China from coming in,
Chinese nationals. But by the way, not Americans who are also
nice and
coming
easy,
from China.
nice and easy, just relax. We cut it off. People were amazed. These gentlemen, everybody was amazed that I did it. We had 21 people in a room. Everybody was against it but me. Dr. Fauci said, had I not done that, perhaps tens of thousands, and maybe much more than that, people would have died. I was very early, very, very early. And we just saw, you saw Bret Baier making a statement. They had a debate well into February. And not even mentioned, it wasn't even mentioned, the Democrats. We were very early. Oh, I'm the president. And you know what I just did? And you know what I just...
And by the way, when you issued the ban, the virus was already here.
Okay, and you know how many people, when I issued the ban, how many cases of virus were in the United States when I issued the ban? Do you know the number? No, how many cases? Remember I said one person. How many cases were here when I issued the ban?
But did you know?
No, you have to do your research. How many...
I did my research. On the 23rd of March, you said you knew this was going to be a pandemic.
Can I tell you what?
well
I did
before-
know it. I did know it. All I have to do is look.
So you knew it was going to
Anybody
spread.
knew it. Just, are you ready? How many cases were in the United States when I did my ban? How many people had died in the United States?
So do you acknowledge that you didn't think
Keep
it
your
was
voice
going
down,
to
please.
spread?
Keep your voice down.
Did you not
How
think it
many?
was going
How
to
many?
spread?
How many cases were in the United States? I did a ban where I'm closing up the entire country. How many people died?
And that's a fair point.
How many people died in the United States? And yet I closed up the country, and I believe there were no deaths, 0 deaths at the time I closed up the country. Nobody was there. And you should say thank you very much for good judgment. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have two Nevada questions. First one, the mayor of Las Vegas thinks it's total insanity for business to be shut down in Nevada, which the governor Sisolak ordered. Who's right?
Well, they shut one of my hotels down, too. Okay, so, you know, I'm not involved in that. I could be if I wanted to. I just chose not to be. By the way, just so you know, I could be if I wanted to, but I chose not. But they closed a very big hotel that I have in Nevada down in Las Vegas. It's a very severe step he took. Let's give it a shot.
Governor Cuomo, as you played in that clip, has indeed praised a lot of what the federal government has done, but he...
Excuse me. He didn't say a lot. He said we did a phenomenal job. He didn't say a lot. He didn't say you did a good job on ventilators but nothing else. No, he said we did a phenomenal job. So report accurately, because you are one of the most inaccurate reporters. Go ahead.
What he has said is that, and along with a bunch of Republican governors who've said what they need, though, is a national strategy when it comes to testing. Because on supplies, they say that they're competing against one another.
They said the same thing with ventilators, and now we have so many that we're going to be able to send them and help other countries that are in need. We're doing great on testing, and we are actually using the Act, as you know, on a certain company.
But what about on the reagents? They say that that's something that they can't get.
We're in
hold
great
of.
shape. It's so easy to get. That reagents and swabs are so easy to get. When you have to build a very expensive piece of machinery controlled by computers, that's a different thing. Yeah, please go ahead.
And what is the administration doing to make sure that, hotel chains and hedge funds
Well, that's
do not
another one.
access,
Yeah, no, that's
funds?
another one. You have hotels that are big, massive buildings that are under-levered, but if you have no income at all coming out, no income at all, these hotels they go from under-levered to, they have to be closed down.
Mr. President, more than 22 million Americans are currently unemployed
Yeah.
as a result of this. Today we hit the grim milestone of more than 40,000 Americans now having died from the coronavirus. Can you explain then why you come out here and you are reading clips and showing clips of praise for you and for your administration? Is this really the time for self-congratulations?
Well, I will tell you this. What I'm doing is I'm standing up for the men and women that have done such an incredible job. Not for me, for the men and women.
Admirals, Vice President, if I might. All of the men and women, thousands, tens of thousands of them, that built hospitals in New York and New Jersey and all over this country in record time. They built 1,000 beds in 4 days. I'm sticking up for those people. Those people have been incredible. I'm also sticking up for doctors and nurses and military doctors and nurses.
You played, and what you read earlier was praising you and your administration.
All I played today was Governor Cuomo
to do that, sir.
saying very positive things about the job the federal government has done.
On the
And
day,
those
more than
people,
40,000
and
Americans have now died.
those people have been just absolutely excoriated by some of the fake news, like you. You're CNN, you're fake news. And let me just tell you, they were excoriated by people like you that don't know any better because you don't have the brains you were born with. You should be praising the people that have done a good job, not doing what you do. Even that question. So just so you understand, if we didn't do a
The question is
job,
why now? Not why are you doing
I'll tell
it,
you
but
why now. Are you ready? Because these people are right now in hospitals. It's dangerous. It's going to a battlefield. And I want these people, I want you,
wasn't about
I want
hospital
you in the,
workers, sir. This wasn't about
it's
the
all about
doctors.
that.
This was
It's
about
not
you
about
and
me.
your
No,
administration.
nothing's about me. Look, you're never going to treat me fairly, many of you. And I understand that. I don't even know. I got here with the worst, most unfair press treatment, they say, in the history of the United States for a president. They did say Abraham Lincoln had very bad treatment, too. Let me just tell you.
It has your name in it. It talks about Trump remaking the playbook.
Well, that's a positive thing because that's an exercise in how to do it and what to do. And that's good for the future. People can learn from that. But I want the men and women of this country that are in danger, the admirals and the generals that have done a job like they've never done before. They're in war. We're in war. You know, I call it the invisible enemy. That's the war. And it's a dangerous war. We're also at a level, when you said 40,000 people, and you're right, almost 40,000 people. And what, oh, more than, okay, good, correct me.
41,000.
Good, well, I'm really glad you corrected me, CNN. But here's the story, let me just tell you something. If we didn't do what we did, the 40,000 right now could be 1 million people, not 40,000, it could be 1 million. We're tracking at much less than the lowest possible estimate. And that's a great tribute to a number of people and a number of things. One of the things that it's a tribute to is what's taken place in this country with the American people. Because they've gone inside, they've done it. They've done a job that nobody thought was possible. And in fact, when they did the models, as they call them, nobody thought it was possible. They did models not based on this kind of success. I've seen New York streets, and I see it in the morning. I've watched all my life New York streets, and you can't even see the pavement. There's so many people. And you take a look this morning, you take a look, even on Friday morning, I looked at it, I saw it through a camera. There wasn't a person on Fifth Avenue, there wasn't a person on Madison Avenue. I've never seen anything like it because people have really listened to instructions and they've listened to what we've had to say, and the professionals, they've listened. And those people should really give them a lot of credit, including people like you, because you just don't have the sense to understand what's going on. All right. Yeah, please, go ahead.